anyway, I'm just gonna go through how to make basically the easiest way to make a character and rig it. It's not the best rig, but it works-ish. And the way to make, like, using this method to make characters is really easy and simple. So let's do it. It's called the Skin Modifier, basically, and it like creates geometry around a single point, and so then you can just move those, like basically make a stick figure, and it makes a whole person, and not be a stick figure. But for it to make it easy, like you need a single point for this, and one way to do it is you can just make a plane, go into edit mode, have all of the vertices selected, click M, and then like merge at center to get a single point. Oh, let me just, did I delete it? Or is it still there? Yeah, it's gone. But an easier way is in edit mode, if you go to preferences and edit mode, in edit, go to preferences, add-ons, and make sure you have extra mesh enabled. Then you can just go mesh, single vert, and add single vert, and now it's just one single point. So then with that selected, go to modifiers and add the skin modifier. So it just added a box because it's just estimating, like I said, estimating geometry around that point. So, but obviously we don't want a box, so let's also add a subdivision modifier and then put it to 2. Usually I would smooth this by right-clicking and shade smooth, but for the skin modifier that doesn't work because this mesh isn't actually there. It's like being calculated based on the vertex, so you have to do it from the skin modifier. So you just click shade smooth there. All right. So then if you go into X-ray mode, which you can toggle them with Alt Z if you don't want to have to go click this button all the time, and then go into edit mode. Make sure you have that vertex selected. And then if we press E to extrude, you see it now is estimating that mesh between these 2 points. And so we can build a character out of this basically. And that red line there marks the root for the skin modifier. So I'm just going to put it back on this vertex here. I'm just going to select it and then mark that as the root. So yeah, let's just make like a simple body shape. Obviously you could do whatever you want here. In terms of making a character. So again, just grab the point, click E to extrude, and we're going to move this around, and we're going to mirror it later, so that's how it's going to have like 2 arms and stuff. And normally you like click S to scale, but if you click S to scale and for the vertex and the skin modifier, it doesn't do anything because you can't really scale a single point. So instead what you have to do is Control A and then drag, and then that's how you scale the size of this shape. So yeah, let's just quickly make a person kind of shape. So that can be a shoulder right there, and then we'll extrude down. I'm just going to Control A to bring that smaller, and then I'm going to just add some geometry in the middle by just selecting both of those, right-clicking and subdivide to give us like an elbow joint. Just going to Control A to make that smaller as well. This shoulder's a bit big, so I'm just going to make that smaller, make that bit a bit bigger. Okay. Let's just EZ up, and then Control A to bring this in to just make some sort of head-like shape. Oh, that messed with our shoulder here, so I'm just going to make that bigger. Alright, yeah, so I mean, no, I can't really say much here. I'm just going to make a little character, and then we can use this stick figure that we were using to build the character to as well make the simple bone system to be able to rig this. See, I'm just gonna continue, drag this down. Oh no, I'm gonna EZ down, and then EX to give like a hip bone, and then EZ to give a leg. Scale that down again. Oh, I just moved the origin. I don't want to move that. I want to keep that in the center, so I'm just gonna, I did that by accident, by like, if you shift click, you can move the origin to wherever you want. So I'm just gonna shift S and then cursor to world origin to bring it back. Alright, so right click here, subdivide, just so we can get a knee joint in there. Gonna make this a little smaller, make this one a little bigger. I think if we make that one bigger, yeah, we get rid of that weird bumpiness. Let's bring these down a little bit. But yeah, it doesn't really matter right now what this looks like, but I don't want it to look too strange. Okay, so now that we've got that mostly part out, we're going to add in the mirror modifier. And as you see at first, it doesn't look right. It's like got a bunch of overlapping stuff, and it's because it's at the end, so it's doing everything first, then mirroring it. So if we just drag the mirror modifier to the top, you see that fixes that. Alright, now, yeah, if you wanted to edit this more precisely, like you probably would if you're doing making some sort of character design, then you want to apply the skin modifier, and that'll give you a mesh. But before we do that, I'm just gonna go out of edit mode and then click create armature. So what that's gonna do is take that stick figure we made and turn it into its own item, basically. But we still have this skin modifier back here. So now we can, so yeah, once you've created that, just leave it where it is. You can hide it for now if you want. Then go back to the character kind of object you created, and then apply the mirror modifier by coming over to the tab, clicking. Oh, I just X'd it, so I'm just going to Control Z and back. So yeah, apply that. Apply the skin modifier, and now you see it's a mesh instead of just, so you can actually now individually edit individual parts of this like a normal mesh if you wanted to. Alright, so we'll bring the armature back. So yeah, that's matched up with there, but obviously we've got one side, so we need to make the other side. So the best way to do that is first to have this selected in object mode, come to the little running man tab and viewport display and turn on names, and you see everything's just kind of got a generic bone number name right now. So yeah, we'll click that, and then if we right click on this and go to oh wait, no, do we have to be in edit mode? Yeah, in edit mode with everything. So go into edit mode while having the armature selected, and then click A to select everything. Then right click on it, click to names, and then auto name left right, and you see it names everything .r basically. Then we should be able to right click and symmetrize, and there we get the other side just made for us perfectly. So that's like the easiest way to make a rig in Blender, because using the bone system is a lot more complex than just having this basically be created from lines. So then what we can do, if we wanted to animate this a little bit, is click on the character shape, then click on the bones, and then do Control P, and then you want to select with automatic weights. So we're just basically we keep transform with automatic weights. And now, hopefully at least, if I click on the armature, go into pose mode, when I move this, you'll see it moves the mesh, which is what we wanted, really. Like it's not an amazing rig, really. Obviously, it doesn't have tons of control, but for starting out, just for learning purposes and like learning how to animate certain things, it's not bad at all. So what we're gonna do is go out of pose mode and bring this up so the feet are just there on the floor. So yeah, and I'm just gonna, I guess, show how to do a simple running animation, just the kind of simplest one you can do, because it's pretty easy, so might as well. So let's just, I did this earlier just to kind of practice, so I'm just gonna bring up some of the stuff that I had. So let's take this plane, bring it out. Alright, we got a plane, bring this camera out. Oh wow, he's huge. Didn't realize how much bigger this one was than the one that I made earlier. Alright, I'm gonna go into the animation tab. I'm just gonna take the lights out so we can actually see what we're doing. Oh. Alright, so that's our scene. Oh, he's not even on the floor. It's in pose mode. Alright, so let's grab that, take it down so it's actually, I guess, on the floor-ish. Alright. Alright, so this doesn't matter so much when we're actually doing the animation, but you can use it to, help see what your poses look like from your actual camera angle. You have that set up there because while you're doing the walk animation, the easiest way is to just do it from Why does that move that entire... Oh no, that's going to be annoying. Can't animate if it's rotating everything. Why is everything locked to that? Okay, I think what happened here was that I had this marked as the root earlier, and so now it's not acting like the leg bone should, because it should rotate like that. Well, that's annoying. Good thing I did one earlier, and I can just use that now instead. So yeah, when you do this, if you are going to do it yourself, make sure to have your root bone. Like when I said in the Skin Modifier, you pick your root. Keep that as one of the torso bones, basically. But just to show this walking animation, I'll just use the one I made earlier. Let's hide this one. There we go. Bring the one in that I made before. That's not it. It's this one. Yes. Boom. Okay. So, yeah, I made this earlier, so I'll just simply break down how to make an animation like this. Alright. So yeah, you're going to want to do this from the side. So for now, I'm just going to get rid of this plane, just so it's not, even though it's not really in the way, because the bones, obviously we can see them through everything. It'll just be a little bit nicer without the plane there to do. So, yeah. Alright, let's bring this to the first frame. And make sure you're in pose mode for when you're doing this. I'm just going to select all of this. And why is it not? Okay, yeah. Select everything. And then I'm just going to select all these keyframes and delete them for now, just so that we can start fresh, basically. Okay, so you'd probably not have it in this position. So let's reset it to the home position. Boom, boom. And you're going to come down here. Alright, that'll do for now. So, let's say that's what you probably started with. So from here, for a walking animation, you don't want too many frames. So right now I just have it on 24, 23 frames. But we're going to put the last keyframe of the animation on 24 because the first and last will be the same. And if they are both on a frame, then you'll have like a double frame. So you want to put one basically just after the actual last frame, so that falls back on the first frame, being the same actual position. I hope that made sense. Anyway, so frame one, what we're going to do, so a walking animation, obviously the two ends of a walk is, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So to start with, let's just do that. Click here, bring this one forward to, let's say, about there, and then take the other side and try and match that on the other side. And then we're going to click A, and then I, and then lock rotation, position rotation scale. So that just locks the entire body. Let's just scale this out a bit, drag it up so we can see a bit better. Okay, so now we're going to jump to the middle. Is it the middle we want to go to the end? No, yeah, so the middle frame. So if we're doing 24 total, we'll go to frame 12, and then we're going to flip this to the other side basically. So I'm going to just click G, move that there, and then grab the other one, G, move it back to the other side. And then again, A, I, location rotation scale. And then instead of rekeying the other position, we're just going to, with everything selected, so if you had re-clicked again, just make sure you click A, select those top 3, which will select everything, and then Shift D and just drag it to the, not the final frame, the one after. So that's frame 23, we want on frame 24. So now, that's just the very simple, forward, backward motion. So we can do that for the arms as well. Let's just grab this shoulder bone here. And you want the arms to be opposite. So for the first frame with the left leg forward, we're going to bring the left arm backwards. So we'll bring that to there. And then take this one. Oh, go back to the right side. Yeah, and then bring it to there. So then A, I, lock rotation, position, scale. Go to the middle frame again, and then we want to do the opposite. So now this one's going to go back. So, oh, not G, so we want to press R. This one, click R, bring it forward. Oh wait, did I just do the same thing? Yeah, I just did the same thing. So yeah, we're going to take that one and go forward, not backward. Boom. And then this one, we're going to go backwards now. Alright, so A, I, location, rotation, scale. And then because we've changed the first frame, right, we're just going to have to recopy those and copy them over to the other side again. Otherwise the final arm position just would have been in the middle where we had first locked the legs. Yep, so now we've got simple arm movement as well. And so that's, I guess, another level you can add to it. Makes it look more realistic. So one more part we can add is some knee bends. So we're going to put these in between the steps, because if you think about how a leg moves, you lift your leg up, then you have to step down. So in the middle part here, we're going to have a part where the knee is going up. So because here the back leg's moving forward, we need to put, we're going to move the back leg forward. So what's the middle frame between? So we go to frame 6. Going to grab this, look from the side, going to lift it up to there. Then I'm going to bring this down a little bit, just like it's, you know, a knee bend going up. And then we're going to do kind of the opposite for the back. So we'll bring it back a bit, bring that back a bit, and then A, I, lock rotation, position, scale. And so now they have a little knee bend as they're taking the step up, kind of more natural. So now we're going to go to the middle frame between the last two and do the same thing on the other side. So 6 from 12 gives us 18. So now we're going to take this one and bring it forward a little bit, give it that forward knee bend. So bring that up, bring this down, maybe a little bit more than that. And then same on the back for this one again. Alright, and then A, I, look, position, rotation, scale. Alright, cool. And so that gives like a bit more, just, I guess, a natural motion to the walk. We just bring the plane back in. Are we going to be able to see it nicely? No, it's just too noisy. But yeah, I mean, you can see how that's a bit nicer. So one other thing we can add that's pretty simple, just to give a little bit more, I guess, life to it, is a kind of a bob up and down. This, like, other rigs are better for this because you can choose the parenting a little bit better. So like, instead of this just moving the bottom, you could have it move the top two. Actually, I wonder if I can just do that. Let's see. I haven't even tried. So we'll grab those two and all of the arms, and then this one. Are we gonna be able to Control P, keep offset? So now, potentially. Oh well. See that? I did not want to do, because that ruined the animation there. So I'm just gonna undo that. Never mind. Yeah. So if we had made the rig custom, then you would have bones parented to, you know, your core. So when this moved, the upper body would move too. But we can just animate them as slightly separate steps. Yeah, because annoyingly all of these things are separate. Oh, anyway. So for a walk, this is the position where you're going to be down, and then at the kind of, or is it the opposite? Yeah, here you're going to bob down a little bit, and in the middle you're going to bob up a little bit. So if we just, at the first frame, take this, move it down slightly, take this, move it down slightly, and these arms, move them down slightly, and then AI, unlock that in. And then again, copy and paste that at the end. And then the same in the middle. We're going to grab the middle, move it down a touch, move that down a touch. Oh, that moved that one. And these two. And then AI, unlock everything again. Oh, well, I didn't really do enough for it to be seen. Yeah, I probably have to make that a bit stronger. Alright, so let's grab these. Oh, I can just grab them all. I don't know why I would do them separately. Move it down a little bit. lock that in. Okay, that's a bit, that may have been too much. Let's see if I do the same here. Boop, boop. Okay. Oh yeah, right. I need to copy those. It looked strange because the ending was weird. So let's just duplicate that. Shift D, drag it over. Still looks a little weird. Does this need to be moved back one frame? I think maybe the dip in the middle is just too much. That's why it looks strange. Well, either way, I think you understand the point of this. It's just kind of like you're just adding a step on step on step to make your walk or whatever animation look more and more realistic, really. So you can start with the base movement and then just slowly add tweaks to it and just make sure you're locking everything. Each time you change a keyframe and it'll all kind of move along and add along with it. Yeah, I mean, anyone have any questions so far? If anyone's watching anyway.
How long did it take you to learn these animations? Because I remember you literally knew nothing about this, and now now you're like a professional, dude.
I don't know, a few hours.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was just
How
like
was
1 or 2 YouTube videos, really.
yeah.
And this, like I said though, this is a very simple rig. You can do a much more complicated rig with the Rigify add-on. Where is it? Do I have it turned on? Edit, preferences. Yeah, I have it turned on. It should be here somewhere. I can't remember where to find it right now, unless it's here. No, I can't remember, but I used it the other day. No, that was the first time, so now I can't remember. But yeah, like with a real rig, there's a lot more options than just these lines, but like this is a very good way to just like start like animating and learning kind of how to move things around and where to place stuff. And once then you learn how to do this, once you do get the full control of a proper rig, it's even easier. Like actually, I'm gonna stop the recording now anyway, because that's nice and kind of self-contained.